What's going on, guys? Here we are, day 9. We're getting in some back workout today, some back and buys. Feeling great today. Woke up and got a right amount of sleep. We drank our mass gainer shake this morning. Kind of skipped out on breakfast. My mass gainer shake is a mutant mass gainer. It's got about, I want to say, 1,400 calories and 250 grams of carbs and 100 grams of protein. So that is a full breakfast for sure. So we're headed here to the gym and right into a little bit of a problem. We got a nail in my tire, so we got a little bit of some handyman maintenance work to do when I get home. Yeah, today it's going to be a really nice workout. We always enjoy training with other people. Sometimes it's hard to get in there and train with other people because you can always set yourself up for failure, or you can set yourself up for success having a training partner. I usually like to train by myself just because then no one else has any reason to affect your training schedule. Whenever plans line up, that's great, but always remember, if you invite somebody to come work it out with you, or if you have a training partner, don't let that dictate whether you train or not that day. Don't let it find an excuse for, if they're going to be late or they can't make it, for you to not show up yourself. Because at the end of the day, the only person that dictates your success is you. If you have a personal trainer, I highly recommend personal trainers, because you can get in there and you have someone who's always going to show up for you. They're going to be there for you no matter what. And you're joining their schedule, so the responsibility falls on you. Whenever you have a training partner, you can show up and they cannot, and then you can kill your workout. So always just keep the motivation in-house, up to yourself. And then if you have a training partner that lines up, it's great, because then you can kind of push each other. But remember, your success always falls back on you. So you are never going to be more successful than the work that you put in. That's what I always keep in mind. Today I was like, I might go train a little bit later. I was going to cancel on my buddy, but then I was like, nope, you got to show up. No excuses. This is a priority. Show up. You're just going at 1 o'clock. Got to pick my set up by 2:30. It gives you time to get in there, really knock out the workout. Can't be lackadaisical. Get in there and get the job done. So here we go. About to take my pre-workout. We're trying a different Gatorade today. Some fruit punch thing, rocket power thing. I don't know. But I'll catch you guys at the gym. Getting into one of my favorite movements to start out this workout, you want to get a nice, deep, long stretch. So you want to go all the way, arms fully extended, and then a nice, deep contraction. This machine's really nice because you can rotate your wrist inwards, rolling your wrists upside down, gets that nice, deep bicep contraction, and you also get to really focus on your back. So you really want to focus on having nice, long stretches at the very end to really stretch that back all the way from top to bottom, and then a nice full contraction at the top. Now, as you can see, today we're going to be using the voiceover. The gym was very packed today and very loud, so I didn't want to risk recording it all on the mic while lifting and then not being able to use the audio. So today we're just going to be doing the voiceover. Here is the second set, added another plate to it. Now, as you can see on this one, I extended the chest pad as far back as it would go, just so I could really focus on that deep stretch and that full contraction. I also moved another plate up to the very top to make the end of this contraction a little bit more difficult for you to get that final squeeze at the very end. This would be our last set. We did 8 to 12 reps of each. Getting into the next movement, we also did 3 sets of this for 8 to 12 reps. This is your traditional row on the cables. Now you notice my positioning of my feet. I like to push them all the way down to the bottom and try to stretch my legs out as far as I can to get my butt back as far as I can. And then I will completely extend and get the deepest stretch I can get all the way to the base. So my spine, my lats are completely stretched top to bottom. Nice deep stretch in the lower back. Works on that contraction, working the lower back. And as I get up to the top, I will move the cable from my belly button up to right below my chest to get a full contraction in my back. all the way up, squeezing those shoulder blades together, squeezing. Not using a lot of weight here. You just really want to focus on the stretch. Really, really stretch out that back so you get the nice full contraction. Now here is a deficit rack pull. You'll see that I'll be standing on 25-pound plates. I had to move my feet a little bit forward as I lost a little bit of my balance. But you want to be standing on plates when you do rack pulls. You want the weight to be right underneath of your knee. And then whenever you pull up, it's just like if you're doing a deadlift. This really helps you work on the top part of the movement on a deadlift, getting it up past your knee. So as you start to feel stronger, you can either up the plates that'll be underneath of your feet, or you can stand on a box to kind of move that bar further down your shin as you get stronger. So then as you progress down to a deadlift with the bars on the ground, then you will have successful approximation and have worked all the way through every point of that pull. So we go up with the weight, same position, just want it right beneath the kneecap. Here we go, nothing changes. This is 315 pounds, going for another 8 to 12 reps. Today I was feeling super strong, so my plan was to stop at one more set heavier than this, but my ego did kind of get the best of me, and we went ahead and upped the weight a little bit more. Originally the plan was to stop here, go for 3 to 5 reps of this, but it moved just so easy. So we couldn't have stopped at 405 pounds. We really wanted to see where our strength was at for the day. It's been a long time since I've done a rack pull. And here is 495 pounds. It also moved very easy. Had a little shake at the bottom. And as you can see, the plates have been removed and my tennis shoes came off, so that would move the bar higher up my knees to make it for an easier pull. Here we go for 6 plates. I've never done this before, but I just wanted to see where I was at today. I felt super strong. And not even fucking close. So we probably could have went for 25 on each side, but you know, just want to see where we're at. So let's try this again. Yep, not even close. All right, moving into biceps. So I call this running the rack. You'll start with how you want to go. I like to start with about 35s or 40s. Sit down and do hammer curls. I do 10 reps of each weight. And as soon as you finish your 10 reps, you will go back, place it, and get the next weight down. So do 10 reps all the way down to 5 pounds. Getting into the last weights here, the 5 pounds, I like to do a little bit of an alternating curl. Go from a hammer, rotating the wrist inwards, doing a traditional curl straight down, and then rotating back to the hammer. Just really finishing off the muscle with all the blood you can get into it from every angle. Now, if your gym has one of these, I highly recommend you using it. This will be our finisher for the day. Is a arm blaster, I believe is what it's called. Similar, it's kind of like a preacher curl. Hangs on your neck, goes underneath your biceps, keeps it a nice concentrated movement. As you can see, you can't be swinging your arms, it keeps you locked in. Let's just finish it off with some 21. 7 reps halfway from the top to the middle, 7 more from the middle to the top, and then finishing off with 7 full reps. Now this will be our last workout for the day, and now we'll be heading home and going to do a cold plunge tonight. Stay tuned. Whew, we got it done. Oh man, just like I said before, man, you always got to show up for yourself. You know, things are gonna happen. You know, my buddy wasn't able to make it. Something came up. It's life, man. We throw audibles, we adapt, we overcome. It's part of life. You're always gonna have something come up. You're always gonna have a reason to say no or make an excuse not to show up for yourself. But we got it in. We ended up going a lot heavier than what I expected. I was just feeling really good. Once you get in that flow state, I mean, I like to kind of stay, or I like to have a goal for the day. and try to achieve that goal with the workout plan. Sometimes you might be feeling weak. Like the day before, I was feeling pretty weak, and I wasn't able to, go through all my workouts or do as many reps as what I wanted. Still showed up, but I was just feeling a little weak that day. Today, I was feeling super strong. So that rack pull, that helps complete the top portion of that deadlift that we're trying to overcome, and it's also a good successful approximation. That's what we called it in the military, gradually making improvements. To start with that rack pull, to just kind of work your way down, so then you over time, like once you see that you can handle however much weight from the knee up, then you can start like I was doing before. I started with a deficit rack pull. I was standing on something, I had my tennis shoes on, so I was a little bit higher, started a little bit lower. It's kind of reverse of what I just said, but whenever you get heavier, then you can take off those shoes and take away that deficit, and you can start to get the bar a little bit higher on your knee, so you can go a little bit heavier. But yeah, so we started with the deficit deadlifts, starting with the shoes on, standing on a weight, start pulling from underneath of the kneecap, and then as we progress, we can either start adding more plates to stand on to get deeper into that, so the bar would be closer to where it would be on a deadlift. And then you can take away or add as you get stronger and stronger and stronger. Today I just kind of want to see where I was at, so the routine for the day kind of went out the window, and I just went a little bit heavier, trying that 6 plates. I've never done 6 plates before, but I was feeling super strong. 495 went up really easy, so we gave it a try. About to go pick up my son from school right now, and then I'll catch you guys in the hot tub here in a little bit. We're gonna go over some recovery. We're gonna do some hot cold therapy tonight when it gets a little bit colder, and go from the freezing cold pool into the hot tub. So I will catch you all tonight. All right, so here we are, the beautiful pool. I did not want to do this, I can tell you. It is, check the temperature. It's 52 degrees right now, so that means the water is probably a lot colder than that. So ice or cold hot therapy is good for inflammation, giving yourself energy. Well, we did a heavy maxes all week last week, a little sore, and then we did that heavy rack pull today. So just want to make sure my body gets nice and recovered going into tomorrow. I can tell you, I do not want to do this. It's about to be freezing cold, but we're gonna do 2 minutes in here, 2 minutes in the hot tub, 2 minutes in here, and that's it. Then we're gonna call it a night, go eat some dinner, and then jump in the shower and get ready for bed, get ready for the next day. So here we go. Enough talking. Ooh. Oh, I do not want to do this. Oh. All right, get the timer ready, baby. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, mainly, just want to focus on breathing. Once you get your breathing under control, start to relax the muscles. Just get into that breaking point. Oh, the body relax. That's all about the shock to the muscle. Your body starts to go into a little bit of a panic. Once you get your breathing under control, then your body starts to protect itself. Your body says, it's time to recover, time to protect itself. I can't even talk right now. What's the time at? Back up on the time, baby. Close to a minute. You want to back up so you can keep the time in the video, so nobody thinks we're cheating. Can't be lying. Can't be fake struggling. Nothing speed up. One take. Oh. Some people do this every morning, and it's great to speed up fat loss. You're trying to boost your metabolism, speeds up your metabolism. Your body has to burn up a lot of calories, a lot of carbs to get itself reheated. Oh, what are we at? A minute 30. So from here, I'm gonna walk over and get in the hot tub for 2 minutes. Oh. Huh? 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, baby, carry the camera, the second camera. Just follow me over. So now's the nice part. First round is the hardest part. You have to really get in there and shock the muscle. Now this is the best part because you're gonna go in here and heat up the body. So the second round's not gonna be as difficult as the first round. Not as much of a shock, and your body's already gonna be kind of warm. It is cold. All right. Where's the best lighting at, baby? Oh, man. All right. Get into the relaxation part. The shock is done. That was very difficult, but it's good to incorporate this into your training regimen. Get a nice recovery, and also after you do it, you're gonna feel great. 5 to 10 minutes afterwards, your body's gonna feel fantastic. You're gonna have so much more energy. Your body's gonna really be fired up, ready to go for the day. It's also really good to do this in the morning, just because it's an achievement. You already overcame something that is super uncomfortable. You put yourself in a situation that you had to push yourself into an uncomfortable place, and it's just the transition really is the hardest part. Is starting. As you saw, I did not want to do this. I was done for the day. It's super cold out here. That water is freezing cold. But here we are, just gonna enjoy this. Oh, what's the time at? Huh? 1 minute. Whew. No cuts. Gonna do this all the way through. Now you could do this for about 3 rounds. Some people do three on, 3 in here, back and forth. You do it 3 times. And then, this is my first time doing it in a long time, so we're gonna just start with 2 minutes. 2 minutes in here, 2 minutes. Usually you do your hot a little bit longer. People like to take a longer break, but we're gonna speed it up today just for the sake of the video. What are we at? 3 seconds? Oh, 30 seconds ago. Brutal. All right. Preparing myself for war. About to go back. Where we at? 15? 4, 3, 2, 1. In motion. There we go. Whew. Oh. Doesn't feel cold at all out here now. We're feeling great. You notice I walked a lot faster getting over here. Now I'm gonna enjoy my casual stroll. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. And we're back. So usually whenever you do this in the morning, you would end on hot. You get out, end on hot. Some people end on cold too. Actually, I take back. You always end on cold because then your body has to naturally heat itself back up. That's what gives you the energy. It helps keep the calories burning. If you end on hot, you're kind of cheating the system because then your body doesn't have to heat up itself. You're allowing the hot water to heat you up. So you end on cold to really energize you. Doing this at nighttime also, if you have problems sleeping at night and your mind races, it's hard for your brain to calm down. You have all these thoughts. You have a hard time sleeping. You can jump in and go take a really hot shower, and then you finish with a really cold shower, and that shock to your brain, and lowering your body temperature, shock in the brain, it'll erase all those thoughts that you have that's keeping you up at night. You get out, you dry off, and then go jump straight into bed. If you jump straight into bed, your body's cold and it has to naturally heat itself up. You're just focused on getting warm again, and as your body starts to heat up, you'll start to get tired. You might have a little bit of energy in the beginning, But as you start to get warm naturally, then all those thoughts you had before you got in the shower will go away, and hopefully you can have a good night's sleep. Especially if you eat something before bed. Some people like to intermediate fast and not eat right before bed, but I do. I like to drink a mass gainer shake. You get a lot of calories in, lots of carbs, go a little bit hyperglycemic. As your body starts to digest, it'll also, make yourself really tired because your body's more focused on digesting along with warming up. How much? 3 seconds. 3? Hold on. All right, you guys, we appreciate you stopping by for the video.